This is Lady G. Lady G.
Hey, what's up? I am Todd Delaney.
This is Pastor Mark Collier.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Jermaine Donnelly, Mr. Hello Donnelly himself.
I am Real Talk Kim.
Hi, I'm Miranda Willis, and you're watching Living the Vision with Lady G.
My girl, Lady G.
Lady G.
Lady G.
You're living the vision with my homegirl, Lady G.
Hi, this is Pastor Key, and I was lost until I started watching Living the Vision with the one and only Lady G.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Living the Vision with Lady G. And as promised, I have an awesome sauce guest. His name is Charles Butler. Charles.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you so much for joining us on Living the Vision with Lady G.
Thank you for having me.
I am excited because I know that God is doing great things in your life. We looked you up. You are all over the place. Google him, people. God is just blessing you. Talk to us. I know that you have a new single. It's called Making It. Talk to us about that and what God is doing through your music.
Well, the new single, Make It, the album came out on June the 3rd of this year, and pretty much God has blessed us to do a plethora of things through this project. We've done Word Network, Roland Martin. We've done your show.
Because you know I was great to say something.
We've done your show, so I'm blessed to be here. And the single is doing well. It's in the top 20 at radio, and so God has favored us, and I'm just grateful to God for being able to do what I love to do full time.
Oh, that is such a blessing. We talk to people who are living out God's vision for their life and that they're giving him a yes, that they're not taking back, regardless of how the situation looks. Talk to some of our viewers about maybe some of the obstacles and the lows that you experienced, but what kept you saying yes to the Lord.
Pretty much, I feel like that when you are assigned to do something, there's no contingency on the assignment. It's just getting the job done. So one of the things that we do sometimes, we can look at social media and see what other people are doing. They're doing this. They're flying here. They're doing this. But there's a price to everything. So my thing is you have to stay focused on what God gave you. So whether I had a song or radio, don't have a song or radio, I still have an assignment that I have to complete. So I tell people all the time just to stay focused to your assignment. You won't weary or wave to not complete it, so you'll get the job done.
Amen. You know what? You said something in earlier, and I know a mother, she told me years ago, she said, daughter, don't do your best, do what it takes.
You have to do what it takes. You have to do what it takes. You have to do what you're called to do. And I always say that if you're called, you won't quit.
Oh, that's good. That's good right there. I'm going to tweet that.
Copywritten.
I love it. I love it. He's after my heart. Give credit where credit.
That's right. That's what the scripture says. Give honor where honor's due.
So Making It, the album, the single is doing very well, as you just said. Talk to us about the vision and the purpose behind it, you know, when you were building the CD.
Pretty much when I was building the CD, I, as a minister of music, I always look for stuff to sing. One of the things that is wrong, not really wrong, but just is a little harder with gospel music now is that stuff is not singable for our praise teams, for our choirs. So I wanted to create music that was singable, that people would be able to just teach at their churches. Right. And see, that's one of the reasons why Total Praise has longevity is because it's something that, even though that vamp is a little complicated, a little bit, just a smidgen, but it's still singable enough for all of our praise teams and churches to grab a hold to. And so with this project, I wanted to get music that will minister to everybody. So something for the old, the young, no matter who you are. We have a ton of people on there. Coco from SWV is on there. She's one of my good friends. And she lended her voice. Brittany Wright, who wrote I Went for Marvin Sapp. Yep, Marvin Sapp. And Travis Malloy. It's just a ton of great people on the record, and I'm just so blessed to have so many connections. And doing background for so many years is one of the reasons why I was able to build so many relationships over the years, singing on Bobby Jones Gospel for like 9 years. So I was able to gain a lot of relationships from there.
Wonderful. And I know that you have a new single that you're releasing tonight. It's called The Blood. Talk to me, because the blood, let me tell you something, it has its power, okay? I am one of the ones that still plead the blood over people and things in my body.
People, things, body, places of employment under your boss's desk. You got to plead the blood of all those places. So the song is titled The Blood and is written by Mandel Copeland and is led by Josh Copeland. I think you know Josh Copeland, right? Yes. Yes. So they're from Salisbury, Maryland. So it's the new single off the record. So I hope everyone enjoys it.
So now I know when people seeing you all over the place and you're sharing the stage with a lot of gospel greats of today right now. Talk to us, how did the Lord bless you in such a way where you are receiving just such favor and doors are just opening, ones that you're not even knocking on, but you're being a magnet for God's favor? Talk to our viewers about that.
Well, I believe that one of the things I believe that God blesses me is because I'm a servant. I'm a servant first. So it's just great to have a connection with your home church. So I believe I served for so many years. I served background for so many years, paid, non-paid. So whatever, it was. So we just did what we had to do. And I just believe that God breathed on that. When you are doing it for the King, he has no other choice but to breathe on it. So I'm just so grateful to God that he chose us to carry out this assignment.
That is such a blessing. So, and it is true. I believe a servant's heart, the Lord is going to bless you tremendously, and you're serving out of purity and not out of what you can get.
That's right. And it's no matter what happens. Like, it's been down times where we wasn't doing much, or, I was content with doing background because it was just like, we still was able to move around, build connections and do background. And then God saw fit to move us to the forefront. So even with that, I was content with my assignment. I'm good. I was like, I'm always just good, So whether you give me a top whatever single or not, it's okay, because as long as I'm serving and doing what he's pleased with, I'm good with that, as long as the King is pleased.
That is just such a blessing. I know I was talking to some friends, and they're questioning God and asking why, and we're all going through different things in life, and they're like, Donna, how do you keep your joy? She called me Lady J. Well, how you keep your joy? And I said, because I am content. I am content if the Lord answers me or if he doesn't. I am fine with whatever it is, because you know what? I know that he knows what's best for me.
And this generation that we live in, people want microwave success. No one wants to go through the process. And God has definitely shown me through just being patient and waiting that he would open so many doors. I would have never dreamed when I started this group that we would be singing for President Barack Obama, Oprah Winfrey, Jamie Foxx. We did the 50th March on Washington for the King family, and we've sung at the White House like tons of times for the president. So God has just favored us, and I don't take it for granted, because he could have used anybody. I ain't the skinniest, and I ain't the most singingest person, but God chose me.
But you know what? Just meeting you, you have a pure heart. You have a kind and tender heart. That's the first thing that I recognized when you and I were talking. So how do you be patient? Okay, we hear be patient. We hear wait. What does your patience look like?
My patience is like what I said earlier. When I don't look at what other people are doing, I pretty much just do what I stay in my lane. I just don't try to look at what other people are doing. I have tons of friends who I've been friends with for years, like J.J. Harrison, and just a ton of artists that I've been friends with. And I just constantly was pushing them until God said, okay, you pushed them. Now it's time for me to push you. So if you just stay focused, I believe that God will just manifest those seeds. Just it won't, your seed won't spoil in the ground.
Ooh, that's good. That's good right there. I like that. Is that copywritten too?
That is copywritten.
You're just dropping all these nuggets, copywritten nuggets. So listen, we're about to go, because I know you have to hit the stage and set it on fire and talk about making it in the blood.
That's right, making it in the blood.
But before we go, can you just encourage our viewers, those who may be in that waiting time, and they're like, hey, Lady G, and Charles, I am sowing the good seeds. I have served, I am doing all the things that you said, but I'm just a little discouraged right now, and it's not happening the way that I thought or the way that I want. Can you just encourage their hearts, our viewers?
See, the problem is not about what you think, because our thoughts are not his thoughts. Our ways are not his ways. So it's not about what you think. When you come out of that mindset about what you think, it will definitely change your life. Because if I focus on what he wants, just like even with the record, I said, I would sit in my room with gathering songs and say, God, what do you want to hear? What do you want me to release?
Wait, stop right there. See, you know what? You're dropping these bombs and you want to just keep on going. Like I ain't got an ear to hear. What do you want to hear?
What do you want to hear? Because if he turns a deaf ear to it, then it's just you're just singing for no reason. So it's just like it has to make sense to him. So if it pleases him, then it will please the earth.
Amen. That is such a blessing, because one time I was praying and he said, daughter, you need to speak the language of heaven. Speak what heaven is saying, not what the earth is groaning. Hey, God, glory. I get excited. Speak with the language of heaven, and then your earth will line up according to his will.
That's right. I believe that when you speak those things, you just like when you have it, like I said earlier, when you have a seed in the ground, you just wait for it to grow. And it depends on the climate. Some climates, it will grow faster. Some climates, it will grow slower. So whatever the climate is in your life, God dictates that temperature. So all you have to do is just wait on it for it to manifest.
You have encouraged me. Okay, I got to stay in my lane and be in his purpose, because I'm in the purpose right now. It's a little painful.
See, it's okay. It's okay to have those labor pains.
Labor pains.
I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. All right, I'm not doing this.
I know I get excited on my own show. Labor pains.
But I'm not doing this.
I'm serious, Charles.
Yes, just keep at it. That's all I can say. And just like I always tell people, when they counted you out, obviously they can't count. They just can't count. But your math got to be off if I'm still here and you still talking about what I can't do. So it's just,
The labor pains, okay. All right, guys, I'm going to talk to him off camera about these labor pains. But in the meantime, we want to say thank you again. We really, really appreciate it. We know that God is just blessing you tremendously. The earth is hearing what God is pleased with.
yes, it is.
Amen. All right, listen, guys, we have a lot more show in store for you. Don't you touch that dial. You're watching Living the Vision with Lady G. That's who I be.
Hey, this is Pastor Danny on Living the Vision with Lady G, and this is your visionary moment. I recently was just reading a passage recorded out of 1 Kings concerning the prophet Elijah. Interestingly enough, Elijah was called by God to do something very unique. He would be the one who would speak to the king and give him a very alarming word. But after he gave the word, the Lord would send him then on a mission, a 3-year mission, in which he was going really where he had no idea. The word says he ends up in a place called Cherith, where there's a brook there. And the word says while he's there, he's looking for his needs to be met. And the Lord sends a raven, an unusual bird, to come and bring him bread and meat, both in morning and in the evening. What is interesting is that he sends a raven, a vulture bird, a bird that normally looks out for itself. And this bird winds up looking out for Elijah. I believe God is setting you up right now, that there are those who possibly would normally look out for themselves, but possibly now have been sent by God to look out for you. They've been sent on an assignment to be the special raven in your life, to bring bread and meat. Bread, which is a word, sustainment, a word that would speak life to you, that would speak hope to you. But meat, which is protein, to bring strength for you, sustainment, so that you can continue to go on in whatever God has spoken and promised in your life. Here's what's interesting about it. After a 3-year period, the brook dried up, which means that he couldn't depend on the raven any longer. He had to go on to the next leg. God is so good. He's going to send a raven, but it won't be a raven always. Get ready. Your brook's about to dry up, and you're on your way somewhere special. Continue to trust in the Lord and watch him do amazing things in your life.